there! What you're about to see is the streamed version of my playthrough of Scarlet Hollow, a virtual horror novel. I streamed the first 4 chapters back during October of 2023, and while I normally wouldn't post entire chunks of streamed content on this channel, I wanted to be sure the episodes would be easily accessible for reference, especially once we get future chapters. Please keep in mind before the footage begins that Scarlet Hollow is a work of horror, and as such, it does come with content warnings. For episode 2, these warnings are as follows: realistic gore, children in peril, child death, claustrophobia, stalking, and disturbing imagery and situations. As much as I appreciate that you may want to support my channel, please make your mental health a priority. If any of the aforementioned content would make you uncomfortable in any way, consider watching any other video on my channel or anything that's listed in the YouTube sidebar. Please don't risk your mental health for a video game, whether you're playing that game yourself or watching somebody else play it. And with that out of the way, let's get to our feature presentation. Would you like to see a recap of episode 1 before you start episode 2? You know what? I think we're going to do that. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, this is our cousin, Tabitha. Due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. Also, this is Dustin. Dustin is the best possum. And yes, we can talk to animals. For anybody who doesn't know, when you start this game, you can choose 2 different traits. One of the ones I chose for this playthrough was talk to animals. Nope. We're just going through a recap, Gailey. We're just going through a recap. But this is Dustin. He is the best boy. He is a possum that lives in the dresser of the guest room. We don't question that. Afraid. So, Estella mentioned she's famous. Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not gonna go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. She hunts cryptids. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of Stella's flashlight while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. Pain, rot, decay. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of those woods at dawn. Come on, you, whatever your name is, grab that flashlight, help me line up a good shot. As the creatures in the tree line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. You dive forward and scoop Gretchen into your arms just before she manages to wriggle out of her harness. Your eyes fixate on the dark tree line over Duke's shoulder. God damn it. Stella, keep an eye on them for us. Make sure they don't get into any more trouble. And this is the creepy guy I mentioned before. This is Wayne. Like, look at the font choice they use here. The font choice is even different from what, like, everybody else uses. And it's in red. Like, what the hell is that? Also, I literally just noticed his eyes are glowing. That is disturbing. Welcome home. My grandmother called them ditchlings, and they are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. From the relative safety of your cousin's uncomfortable guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe. And you're warm. On Tuesday night, Gailey played a character named Sarah, who was a cryptid ghost hunter YouTuber. Oh my god, that's amazing. I approve. Also, Stella is best character so far, I'm just saying. Tuesday morning awaits. Wake up. You open your eyes. The sun has risen, the birds are singing. You're still alive, and for now, you're safe. Your gaze wanders across the room to the window and the woods beyond. You wonder if the monsters are lurking there right now, just beyond the trees, ready to pounce as soon as you leave the crumbling estate. A familiar unease settles into your gut, tangling into a knot of anxiety wriggling as the events of last night play out in your head. You can't help but remember Duke, slumped against a tree, pieces of him scattered across the clearing. You're not sure if you'll ever feel okay again after what you've seen, but you can't stay in bed forever. Hunger pulls you from the clammy depths of the mattress. You know what? Let's check on Dustin. You open the drawers to check in on Dustin. Oh good, he's still here. Where did that piece of bread come from? Human is back! I see you have bread now. Good morning, Dustin. How are you today? Dustin feel good. Had productive night. I see you have bread now. Yes, Dustin found a bread. Dustin also ate a bug last night. Good night for Dustin. Have you met Frou-Frou? Monster. Apparently, according to Dustin, Frou-Frou is a monster. Frou-Frou, by the way, is my cousin's cat. She is terrible. I don't like her. Can I talk to you about something horrible that happened last night? Human can always talk to Dustin. What happened? The woods are full of big scary monsters. Dustin understand. World is full of big scaries. When Dustin gets scared, Dustin pretend to be dead. Good advice for human, maybe. Emotional support possum, indeed. It was nice to catch up, Dustin. See you around. I'll leave you be. Kate! You gently close the drawer. You know what? Let's look out the window. You creep towards the window, careful not to be seen by whatever might be lurking in the garden. The fuck is this? I honestly don't know if you can see where I'm pointing right now. But if you look at, like, the left side of the window, not the side with the stairs, but, like, this sort of shadowy area between trees, there is this figure right here with, like, a veil or something on its head. Do you see this? I don't remember this being here last time. And now it's gone. The fuck? For a second you thought you saw movement. It could have been an animal. Could have been something else. Whatever it was, it's gone now. Leave the window. Maybe you'll head out there and investigate after you've finished waking up. Poke around the closet. Great! The doll didn't move during the night. Maybe it isn't haunted after all. Though after everything you went through yesterday, that's hardly a consolation. Let's text Stella. Probably a good idea to check in with your new friend. You can't imagine she's holding up very well. Hey, how are you holding up? It might take her a minute to get back to you. In the meantime, get dressed and head down to the kitchen. Time to start your day. You're back in the kitchen. Frou-Frou eyes you from her favorite spot on the counter. Her pupils dilate and her tail twitches. I see you are still here. How unfortunate. Gretchen sends her regards. I'm not gonna pronounce that. That is French. I'm terrible at French. I'm gonna butcher it. I'm not gonna pronounce that. That creature has not yet returned to whatever vile pit of hell it crawled from. Truly ours is not a kind god. Have you noticed anything weird around here? We ran into these horrible things up in the woods last night, and... Silence. Do you know what time it is? Quiet your awful little mouth. Your voice is the only horrible thing I've witnessed as of late. Hey! Do you know the police called me this morning? You've only been here one day, and you've already had a run-in with the cops. Did the cops... Oh, God. I say, did the cops say anything about Duke? Did they find the body? Body? They didn't say anything about a body, but apparently he never went home last night. And they had quite a few questions about you, Thyanel. And before you ask, don't worry, I told them you're an upstanding citizen. Thanks for having my back. Sure. What else is family for? Oh my god! That is a creepy-ass smile, Tabitha. That is a creepy-ass smile. But yeah, I am sorry for causing problems with the cops. I'm sorry. Good. Ugh, I've got to get to work. But listen, you better stay out of trouble today. I want you home by sunset. I don't want to hear complaints. Just do what I ask. We won't have any more problems. Tabitha takes a few steps towards the door. Sunset! Your cousin huffily exits the kitchen. Her footsteps fade down the hall, ending in the characteristic creak and then slam of the front door as it opens and closes behind her. Once again, you're the only human in the estate. Seems you make a habit of bad first impressions, no? The cat chuckles mockingly. A text from Stella. You know, up most of the night on cryptid forums, but no good answers yet. Checking coffee and library now if you want to join. I have scones. Be there in a bit, still waking up. And that's that. Time to start your day. You know what? We're gonna make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Sure, Stella might have scones at the library, but scones are later. PB&J is now. You quickly scrape together the ingredients and gobble up a delicious breakfast. And that's that. Let's investigate the garden. I want to know what the hell that was. As your eyes wander to the garden door, you shudder, remembering the brief glimpse of something you saw from your upstairs window. It's probably just a raccoon, but the uncertainty of what you saw gnaws at you and compels you to investigate, if only to prove that it was nothing. At the very least, you don't see anything now. Investigate further. You wander further into the garden, trying to pinpoint the spot where that thing had been lurking, if indeed there had been a thing to begin with. Take it all in. The garden is peaceful but undeniably eerie. Here, more than anywhere else, you're surrounded by the ghost of what this place used to be. The greenhouse sits in the midst of the overwhelming greenery, unreachable from years of neglect. Its glass clouded and cracked. Statues reach out from within seas of weeds, as if begging to be rescued. And most strikingly, behind a pair of rusted metal gates at the very peak of the mountain, sits a graveyard. You just make out a few of the headstones, the scarlet name carved deep and proud into their faces. You notice what a good view someone would have of your window if they stood where you're standing right now. Check the ground for clues. Crouch down, pushing aside the greenery to examine the soft earth. A boot print. A big boot print. And what looks like some kind of viscera. Oh. Oh, well, that's a bit disturbing. Like, look at this. The heck is this? Your thoughts turn to the specter from the night before. You snap a quick photo just in case it comes in handy later. Text it to Stella. You send the photo to Stella. Look what I found in the garden across from my window. No way that's Tabitha-sized. You head back inside. Time to figure out what to do with the rest of your day. Head to town. The walk back to town is much less pleasant today than it was yesterday, and you didn't yet know what the woods were full of. And you didn't yet know that the woods were full of monsters and strange men who know your name. Oh God! If it was like a zombie Duke, that will be terrifying as hell. You stare anxiously into the darkness between the trees, searching for any signs of movement, but the woods are still, at least for now. The autumn-tinged mountains, sprawling for miles in every direction, now feel less like beautiful scenery and more like the walls of a cage. Your phone buzzes in your pocket. Geez, that's creepy. All the more reason to come to the library. From Stella. Look who I found at the library. She said she was up all night thinking about the video, adding you to a group text. Oh my God, it's a photo of Kanika. I love that. Kanika sent a message to Stella and you. I'm only here because it's quieter than the store, or was, lol. And I'm trying to figure out what animal that could be. I don't buy into this harbinger of doom stuff. Which Stella replies, we know what animals they are. They're ditchlings, and they are harbingers of doom. Sounds like they're having fun. On my way. Almost back to town. You make it to town in one piece. No creatures jumped out at you. No scary men blocked your path. The sight of other people is comforting. Helping you forget the things you've witnessed, as if they happened to somebody else. Oh, hey Thyanel. We were just talking about you. I stopped by Sybil's to pick up her new tea blend, and, well, you're the biggest thing to come into town since the coal mine. Folks have been absolutely buzzing about you. You went out with Stella last night, right? Something happened out there? She barely even waved when she walked by. So we can lie to Avery. We can tell Avery the truth. Be snippy. Not say anything. Or basically say I'm traumatized and not ready to talk about it yet. What do you think? Should we tell Avery the truth or should we lie about it? Like, I feel like Avery, considering Avery is, like, clearly watches Stella's YouTube channel, I feel like they'd be open to the idea. But, yeah, like, here's the thing. I feel like Sybil would probably tell them about it anyway. Like, I'm also trying to figure out, like, as a character, would I be willing to tell Avery the whole truth about the thing? also don't want to freak Avery out too much either. Which is a problem. Yeah, that's also not the best course of action, I feel like, Kaylee. You know what? I think I'm gonna go with being traumatized and not being ready to talk about it yet, because I can honestly see, like, the fictionalized version of me not being entirely ready to, like, trust somebody with that, but also not really wanting to lie. So, I am traumatized and not ready to talk about it yet. What happened last night was kind of traumatizing. I don't think I'm ready to talk about it yet. Okay, I get it. Sounds like you've been shaken up pretty bad. Tell you what, I'm on break for the next half hour. Why don't you swing by the diner if you want to decompress? When he can fix you some of Sybil's new blend, maybe it'll calm you down a bit. I think you'll like today's mix. It's chaga and lemon balm. Should help ease your stress and tension. And if you feel like talking, I'll be all ears. But no pressure. Anyway, up to you. See you around, Thyanel. See you, Sybil. Take care now, Avery. I see you're a private person. I can respect that. Never know how someone might respond to hearing the truth of what you encountered last night. I'd better get back to it myself. Glad I was able to catch you this morning, only to see how you were holding up. Please don't hesitate to stop by if I can be of any help. Why doesn't anyone in this town seem to know or care that a man died? This town has had a hard run of things, Thyanel. People here lead difficult lives. Their pasts are full of death. No one in Scarlet Hollow is a stranger to it. Nika and Miles lost their father not but a few years ago. We've all just had to learn how to live with it in our ways. As for your encounter with the police, people tell a lot of stories up in the hills, especially city folk who wouldn't know a bear from a Bigfoot. No offense, of course. But I'm afraid this means most folks aren't going to take your claim very seriously, at least not until they see what you saw with their own eyes. Be gentle with them, Thyanel. I'm so sorry to cut our conversation short, but I've got things that need tending to. Stay safe, and God bless. Probably have a bit of time before you're needed at the library. You know what? Let's swing by the diner. Head towards the diner. The diner's a little quiet today, but the air is still heavy with the tantalizing smell of breakfast. Let's go talk to Avery. Slide into the booth across from Avery. Hey there, stranger. Before you can exchange words, Winnie sidles up, a fresh mug of tea in hand. Heard you might need this. Answer to 29 down is oink, by the way. What? The clue is pen sound. How is that a sound a pen makes? Wait, pen like pig pen? Are you kidding me? How was I supposed to guess that? I don't know why you even bother with those things. They're just gonna frustrate you. Just something to do to fill the time, but maybe I should switch to Sudoku. As somebody who plays far too much Sudoku, I would personally encourage that over crosswords, but that's just me. Minnie leaves Avery contemplating daily newspaper puzzles, returning to her seat behind the counter. So, thanks for telling me about last night. If you really want to get into the grisly details, you can tell me. I won't judge. What if you don't believe me? I could tell you about last night, but what if you don't believe me? Not here to judge, just here to listen. Try your tea. You hesitantly take a sip of your tea. It tastes like you're drinking mold that someone tried to unsuccessfully spruce up with lemon balm. Politely put the tea down and never pick it back up. Because, No, that does not sound like a nice cup of tea to me, honestly. Politely put the tea back down, never intending to pick it back up, but nobody needs to know that. Probably should have warned you about the tea. Chaga does not mess around. It's a fungus harvested from local birch trees. It's supposed to be super healthy for you. Sure tastes like it. It's a challenging drink. Yeah, exactly, Yumi. That is not my definition of a good cup of tea. And this is coming from somebody who drinks a lot of tea. You know what? Last night still feels raw. Why don't we just talk? I'm not sure I can really talk about it. What if we just chat? Totally feel you. What do you want to know? Have you lived here your whole life? Nah. Moved here from Charlotte. Gosh, 3 years ago now? Maybe a little more? Lost track. Aunt Winnie offered me a place to stay and a job, and he was I to pass on that sort of generosity. To be honest, it still feels like I just moved in. Practically everybody, apart from the Cole folks, grew up in this town, so it's like I'm the perpetual new kid. Don't get me wrong. Folks here are plenty polite and friendly, but there's a shared history I'll never be part of. I get it. Felt out of place the whole time I've been here. Folks on the whole have been plenty friendly, but life here is so different than what I'm used to. Hard to explain, but I just don't feel like I belong. Exactly. Worst ways to be, but I'm not sure I'll ever entirely feel like I belong here. You regret moving here? I don't think I have a choice to have second thoughts. Not going anywhere without Aunt Winnie, there's no way she's leaving this place. Why'd you leave Charlotte? If you don't mind me asking. That's cool. I was having some education disputes with my folks. They had thoughts on how my life was supposed to go, and I had other plans. It, wasn't great, especially since I was still stuck under their roof. When my aunt heard about it, she offered me a job and a place to stay. Rest is history. Alright, I should probably head out. Totally get that. Shit's about to start anyway, so perfect timing. And hey, look, I know you don't want to get into last night, and I respect that. But I want to help if I can. Diner is where everyone comes to gossip, so I hear a lot about what goes on around here. I'll let you know if I hear anything strange or unusual. Avery slips out of the booth, giving a friendly half wave before disappearing into the back. You leave the diner ready to continue your day. I'm curious about the general store, but... You know what, let's just go to the library. You enter the former town hall. What once must have been a stately foyer has since been converted into rows of shelves. Meeting rooms and offices long ago gave way to assorted reference collections and reading areas. Booksmart. This is a good place. Oh, hey, you made it! Settle in with Stella and Kanika, or we can shush Stella. Let's settle in with them. Head over to Stella and Kanika's table to settle in. You made it! Glad you could join us. Oh my god, I love Gretchen. I freaking love Gretchen. I agree wholeheartedly with Stella. I'm elated that you're back. Did you send my regards to that foul feline? Wink at Gretchen and give a subtle thumbs up. You wink at Gretchen and give her a subtle thumbs up. Wonderful. I hope she stews on that for a long, long time. Morning, Thyanel. You look tired. Oh my goodness, whatever happened to common decency? You can't go around telling someone they look unwell. You look marvelous, Thyanel. From Gretchen. I love Gretchen so much. Let's see, what do I say in response? It was pretty hard to fall asleep last night, all things considered. With all those dreadful creatures in every nook and corner, it's a wonder you got even a wink. Can't say I got a wink myself. Yeah. Same. Anyway, guess we should get started. Oh! Before I forget, we gotta talk about that photo you sent me this morning. You can check this out. Thyanel found it in Tabby's garden this morning, right in line of sight of their room. What in the world is that liquid around it? Looks like pus. Do you think it's Wayne? That creep who keeps coming around my mom's tea room? He snuck up on us last night and called out Thyanel by name. His boot prints match up with the mining getup. I'm glad the two of you had me there to protect you. Whoa. Apparently I missed a lot last night, huh? I wonder if there's any connection between that guy and what happened in the woods last night. Like what? I mean, I don't have anything specific, but we do have the whole prophecy of impending doom angle to explore, and this photo is weird. Can't stop thinking about the splatters on the ground. If he's sick, maybe it's from the creatures you encountered? Hey there, strangers. And literal stranger. Your library is incredible. I can't imagine how much work you put into maintaining this sort of collection. Oh, thank you. Hey, Oscar. This is Thyanel, you know, Tabby's cousin. Oh, I should have known you were Scarlet. You look so much like Vivian. Not that I knew her very well. I was still a little kid when she left. But that Scarlet resemblance, it's, strong. I'm Oscar Gutierrez, chief librarian and, only librarian. Oscar's amazing. He practically built this library from scratch. Yeah, I'm a little jealous of what the kids around here get to grow up with. They don't know how good they have it. Back when I was in elementary school, all the library had was a couple of shelves of boring books donated by old people. Y'all are too kind. Speaking of kids, have either of you seen Rosalina around town? I don't want to be a helicopter dad, but she hasn't been answering my texts. I wanted to make sure she isn't getting into trouble out there. You know the crowd she hangs around with. They're good kids at heart. I'm sure they're just up at the old Maxwell place doing teen stuff. I went up there plenty of times in my day, but I'll be sure to keep my eyes peeled. What's the old Maxwell place? It's this great old abandoned spot. We used to hang out there when we were teens. Can't believe I used to be so reckless. The floors there were like Swiss cheese. I should really have a talk with Rosalina when she gets home. I really want to say this first one, but I also don't want to freak Oscar out either, so I'm just... You know, I'm not going to say anything. Also, I just noticed something. Okay, so I knew Kanika, the lovely woman over here with box braids. I knew she was an anime nerd because when we saw her last night, you know, she was rocking a Sailor Moon shirt as pajamas. Do you see one of these stickers on what I think is the cover of, like, her laptop? Do you see this sticker? It's on, like, the bottom left. That's freaking Cube from Madoka Magica. That is freaking Cube. By the way, if you haven't seen Madoka, would recommend... Just be prepared for it to rip your heart out. I'm just saying. But yes, I'm not gonna say this because I don't want Oscar to freak out about ditchlings, but I'm just not gonna say anything. You say nothing and let the others talk. I might not want to let her run off like that anymore, though. Isn't Monica the Magical Girl anime that's like horrifying? Yes. It will rip your heart out in multiple places. And it's designed to be that way. Yeah, it's not as safe as it usually is around here. That's so. Yeah, Kanika's right. There's some weird stuff going on out in the woods. It's actually why we came in today. Have you ever heard of creatures called ditchlings? They're a type of cryptid that shows up around places on the brink of disaster. Kind of look like if the Pillsbury Doughboy was a creepypasta. Okay, that is the best description of ditchlings that I think I've ever heard in my life. Kanika's mom told us about them last night after seeing some footage we got in the woods. Ditchlings. Doesn't ring a bell. Dang. The shot. Okay, if you were, say, trying to predict a horrible disaster that might befall our town, where would you start looking? Also, can we just talk about this exasperated look on Kanika's face? Just like, Stella, really? Why are you doing this? Kanika seriously looks like she's kind of done with this. I don't blame her, honestly. Also, oh my god, Stella's little ditchling drawing on the notepad. Stella's ditchling drawing on this notepad. I love it. Now, where would you start looking? Well, they say history repeats itself, so probably try to figure out what sort of disasters this region typically falls prey to. Should I be worried about something? Don't know yet. I'll be right back. Gonna go nab more books. Careful, I'm gone, Gretchen. Aw, you don't have to worry about her, Stella. You're such a good dog, aren't you, Gretchen? Here, have a biscuit, old girl. Well, ain't you the sweetest thing on two legs? Gretchen inhales the soft biscuit, drool leaking from her toothless mouth as she swallows it whole. I'm pretty sure Stella's barking up the wrong tree, Oscar. I don't think you have to worry about any horrible calamity befalling the town. But she's right about the weird stuff. There's definitely something unusual going on out in those woods. What dialogue option do we go with? I don't believe in the supernatural stuff, but the woods aren't safe. The man's already dead. It's nothing we can't get to the bottom of. Whatever's out there in the woods has been brutalizing local wildlife. Get out while you still can. Remain silent. You know what? Nothing we can't get to the bottom of. I'm gonna try calling Rosalina again. I'm sure she's fine. Really. Rosalina's a smart kid. She knows better than to go around getting into trouble. We'll make sure to keep our eyes peeled. Thanks, Kanika. And Thyanel, if you see a 13-year-old girl with a black braid and glasses, would you let her know her dad's worried about her? Oscar anxiously wanders off, phone in hand. That's what Bella looks like when she gets a biscuit. Oh my god, that's adorable. Got him! Just grabbed a whole mess of local history books. Stella sets a massive pile of books on the table and pulls up a chair. All right. This is going to be so much faster with the two of you here to help out. Got our snacks, got our source documents. Let's get this research party started. Reading awaits. Oh my god, I love this little bat sticker too. Kanika, why is your laptop adorable? Why are you adorable? My god. Reading awaits. Let's see. Let's flip through historical buildings of Scarlet Hollow. Just the thought of reading a book like this would probably put most people to sleep. But you've got a mystery to solve, and to solve it, you need to know everything there is to know about this town. Let's see. Best library ever. They allow food and dogs. Agreed. Let's start up here with the Scarlet Estate. The Scarlet Estate. Inarguably the most striking piece of architecture in Scarlet Hollow, the most elaborate and elegant estate in the region prior to the construction of the Biltmore in 1895. Andrew Jackson Scarlett chose the location to be atop a hill in Scarlet Hollow's geographic center, so that it might be seen from the town below. It remains a constant reminder of the family who carved Scarlet Hollow from the wilderness and provided wealth and prosperity to its residents. Also, check out this picture of, the mansion in its heyday. That is beautiful. Now look at it, it's a disaster. Let's see. Hiram Scarlet Memorial Hospital. First used as a field hospital during the Civil War, it was named for Silas Scarlett's eldest son, who perished in the bloody conflict. It still stands at the end of what is now the residential district of Scarlet Hollow, and has served the health of the community for over 100 years. In the late 1800s, as the town prospered from a coal boom, additions were built onto the house. It was opened as a change of air clinic, bringing in prestigious clientele from around the world. A lady on TV, when you're in your 30s, you go to bed at 9. Can't relate. Neither can I, Yumi. Neither can I. They believed the fresh mountain air would do them well, and Scarlet Hollow became a tourist destination for patients of all afflictions. The clinic still operates to this day as a doctor's office and stands as a building of cultural significance. Okay, what about the coal mines? The original mining facility is no longer standing, having been destroyed in the collapse of 1918. Though the new facility, outfitted with all the cutting-edge technologies of the industry, is in itself a fine example of practical construction, the first iteration of the mining camp was a true product of its time, and what few photographs exist are an interesting peek back at a different era. One can still visit the site of the original Scarlet coal mine, though all that remains are a few abandoned tunnels closed off to the public. Tremaine Homestead, what's that? Situated on the edge of Scarlet Hollow's farmlands, wow. The Tremaine Homestead was one of the earliest settlements in Scarlet Hollow, predating even the town's famous coal mines. For many decades, the Tremaine family maintained the largest farm in Scarlet Hollow, but a break in the family led them to split the land in two and the homestead along with it. Despite the many changes made to the two halves of the Tremaine Homestead in the subsequent decades, the original log structures are still visible and maintained to this day. They are undoubtedly the oldest buildings left standing in Scarlet Hollow. Town Hall. Silas Scarlett personally funded the Town Hall's construction as the first municipal building in the then small community of Scarlet Hollow. It has stood at the end of Main Street since before the Civil War, its white columned edifice withstanding the ravages of the 1860s and continuing to stand to this day, a stunning piece of antebellum architecture. After the town of Scarlet Hollow switched to a dog mayor system? What the hell is a dog mayor system? After the town of Scarlet Hollow switched to a dog mayor system of governance in the 1920s, the building has been put to different use, though the upstairs still house the town archives and a special ceremonial office for events with the mayor. They don't mean that the mayor is an actual dog, do they? So the mayor of Scarlet Hollow is a dog. Apparently that is actually what that meant. Gretchen for mayor, yes. Explore the Scarlet Hollow First Baptist Church. One of the first buildings constructed by the Scarlet family, the Scarlet Hollow First Baptist Church still sits in its original foundation, though the building was reconstructed to accommodate the influx of citizens during the Scarlet Hollow coal boom of the late 1800s. attendance has dwindled since the infamous mine collapse of 1918, and while the building may have fallen into disrepair, its simple vaulted ceilings still evoke awe to any who enter. You're done here. You close the book and put it back. Also, look how happy Gretchen looks. Can we just talk about that? It's very cute. They said something about a mine collapse. So let's look through Veins of Scarlet, History of the Scarlet Hollow Coal Mines. Forced into retirement at age 50 due to a war injury from his time in the Indian Wars, exacerbated by a short stint serving as a captain in the Confederacy, Silas Scarlet also lost his eldest two sons to that bloodiest of wars, leaving his third eldest son, Andrew Jackson Scarlet, to take charge of the mine. Under his leadership, the mine prospered, undoubtedly in part due to the growth of the railroad industry. Managed to evade the coal union for decades, making them one of the most profitable mines in the county, Andrew Scarlet built the surrounding town into what it is today, with expensive stone buildings, a bustling main street, and overseeing it all, the elegant Scarlet estate that was, until 1895, the largest and finest feat of architecture in the region. Culminating in the tragic collapse of 1918, it was found that Charles Shaw, the coal manager of the mine, had loosened security measures to increase production during World War I, resulting in a fatal collapse and the deaths of over 160 men and boys. Some as young as 10. Oh my god. There's the mine collapse. Oof. That is exactly what happens without unions. Oh my god. The casualties included Andrew Jackson Scarlet's son Theodore, his brother, Enoch V. Scarlet, who had taken over for their aging father during the bustle of the war, managed to pull the mine from the brink of ruin, thereby saving the town. So this is how your family made its fortune. Let's see. Flip through Silas Scarlet, soldier, woodsman, leader. Silas Everett Scarlet was born to Colonel Everett J. Scarlet in 1818, one of 12 siblings. He grew up in eastern North Carolina during a tumultuous time in the state's history, and not much is known about his life before he joined the Army in 1836. He quickly rose through the ranks, in part due to his father's connections, but also due to a particular ruthlessness for which he received the nickname Bloody Silas Scarlet. That's concerning. The federal government granted the now Captain Silas a tract of bounty land in exchange for his service in the Indian War. He settled into the hills of North Carolina in 1841. That land would become Scarlet Hollow. But it started as a simple log cabin built by Silas's own two hands, occupied by his family of 10. Silas, his wife Mary Joseph Scarlet, and their 8 children. Logging business brought many workers and fellow landowners to the hills. Wasn't until Silas discovered rich seams of coal running underneath the entire region that Scarlet Hollow was really put on the map. He saved what he could and bought the surrounding hillside at a great discount, cleverly hiding what he knew about the land's true value. Thus he had all the resources to found Scarlet Hollow's now famous coal mine. You're finished with this one. Appalachian folk monsters. A few entries catch your eye. Let's see, we have Mothman, the Jersey Devil, Ginseng Babies, the Bell Witch, Hopkinsville Goblins, Wampus Cat, Tommy Knockers, Taily Poe. Let's look up Mothman. The Mothman is a large flying creature, generally described as humanoid with glowing red eyes. It was first spotted by a couple in West Virginia in the mid-1960s and was encountered in the region several more times in the following years. The Silver Bridge collapse of 1967 has been linked to the series of Mothman sightings, and it's said the presence of the creature served as some sort of omen or was a catalyst that led to the disaster. This has since become an important aspect of Mothman, with sightings of this cryptid often taken as a sign that some great misfortune is soon to follow. Jersey Devil. I don't think we need to look up that one, because we're not close enough for that. Ginseng babies? The hell are these? It's safe to say life was hard in the South after the Civil War. The land and its people had been ravaged by conflict, and many turned to unusual industries to get by. One such industry was that of ginseng diggers, or sand diggers as they were colloquially known, who eked out a meager living for themselves by digging up and selling wild American ginseng. Myths surrounding sand diggers were plentiful, but most prominent among them was that of the ginseng baby. It was said that if you dig up a ginseng root on the night of the new moon, it will cry like an infant and leave blood in the earth when it's torn free. Parallels to European mandrake myths are clear, and it can be assumed this myth arose from cross-pollination from European immigrants, but perhaps on the night of the new moon you should go out and dig up a ginseng root, see if it cries, and check the earth for its blood. Or it could be that of the myth spread not through legends passed down through immigrant families, but from the unsettling experiences of these Appalachian foragers. The Bell Witch? Why does this sound familiar? One of the most famous hauntings in North American history, the Bell Witch was a strange entity that plagued the citizens of the Red River region of Tennessee in the early 1800s. Many strange phenomena have been attributed to the witch through the years, but the most famous was the haunting of the Bell family. It started out as a fairly typical haunting, with unnatural sounds echoing throughout the house after sundown, and the appearance of a strange mammal that no one could identify or capture. Unlike other hauntings, though, these acts quickly escalated to attacks on the family, and in particular the daughter, Elizabeth Bell. She was constantly covered in bruises from the spirit's abuse. The spirit could frequently be heard speaking through the walls, its disembodied voice mocking the family and any visitors, and it eventually escalated to giving full-blown hallucinations to those dwelling in the Bell house. Though this haunting ended in the early 1800s, its activity continued in the region for many decades. It could be that the entity known as the Bell Witch may still dwell in the Red River region to this day. Jersey Devil I know, but I'm curious what they write about it here. Though the Pine Barrens, the place where this creature is said to have been born, are far from the Appalachian wilderness, sightings of the Jersey Devil have been documented all throughout the forests of the eastern United States. According to popular legend, the Jersey Devil was born to a woman named Jane Leeds. Leeds, upon realizing she was pregnant with her 13th child and daunted by the task of giving birth yet again, cursed the child in her womb, proclaiming it would be the devil itself. Though born as a normal child, it quickly transformed, gaining a goat or horse's head, large bat wings, and a forked devil's tail. Kicking at the family and lashing out with its tail, it flew up the chimney and out into the night, disappearing into the Pine Barrens. The Jersey Devil is one of the oldest cryptids in North American history, with sightings spanning back through the 1800s all the way to the origin of the myth in the late 1700s. It's said to move with incredible speed and is recognizable by its high-pitched, blood-curdling scream. Indeed, we're reading a book about monsters and cryptids, Eris. Hopkinsville goblins, small silvery creatures that besieged a farm in Kentucky. The Hopkinsville goblins case was a supposed close encounter with extraterrestrials in the 1950s near Hopkinsville, Kentucky. During the incident, 5 adults and 7 children arrived at the local police station, claiming that a group of small chrome creatures had besieged their farmhouse for hours. When police arrived on the scene, they found bullet holes and spent shells, but little else in the way of evidence. Skeptics suggest the family had simply misidentified a group of great horned owls. Even so, the incident remains one of the most thoroughly corroborated and documented cases of extraterrestrial contact. Okay, let's look up the Wampus Cat. Often linked to Cherokee legends, some cite the Wampus Cat as originating with the story of a woman who sought vengeance against a monstrous cat demon for driving her husband mad. She hunted it down, and by wearing a bobcat mask, tricked it into using its own vile magic on itself, freeing the people of their region from its evil. Others say the creature comes from the story of a woman who wore the pelt of a wild cat to witness forbidden hunting rites. The hunters of her village gathered to perform the rites, and she watched in secret from underneath the cat's pelt, but was soon discovered. For her indiscretion, she was fused with the pelt and transformed into a creature that was neither human nor cat, forced to wander the wilderness alone, feared by all. Her calls are those of great sadness, and serve as a warning to anyone who dares to go against tradition. It's frou-frou, oh my god, Yumi! That's awful, how could you? Okay, hold on, I just want to make sure we save this. Tommyknockers, enigmatic cave-dwelling creatures primarily known for causing mischief. Tommyknockers originated in Cornish mythology, spreading to the United States when Cornish immigrants began working in Appalachian mines. They're named for the knocking that can be heard from seemingly within the walls before a cave-in. According to some, the knocking serves as a benevolent warning. Others believe that the creatures stolen hammers to the supports of the mines and collapse them on whoever is unfortunate enough to still be inside. They are traditionally thought to be impish leprechaun-like beings, but some claim they're the spirits of dead miners, forever cursed to haunt their final resting place. Yet surely these have nothing to do with the coal mines. I have concerns. Tailipo, a small creature with a long tail and wide yellow eyes. There was a hunter who lived in a tiny cabin in the middle of the woods, all alone with his hunting dog. One night, after a particularly bad week of hunting, both their stomachs empty, the hunter spied something out of the corner of his eye. Some small creature had gotten into the cabin through a hole, and before he could even figure out what it was, he'd drawn his gun and fired at the thing, his hunger guiding his actions. But it was quick and ran back through its hidey hole and out of sight, leaving only its long black tail shot off by the hunter's rifle. "Guess this'll have to do," he said to his dog, and threw the tail in a pot to cook a soup. He and his dog ate well that night, the tail filling them both up. The hunter crawled into bed satisfied, and his dog curled up at his feet. He woke up to the sound of long nails scrabbling across wood. His dog was nowhere in sight, only a rumpled spot on the covers where he'd been. And in the gloom he saw two big yellow eyes staring right at him. "I want my Tailipo," a high, hoarse voice croaked from the darkness. "Go away!" he screamed at the thing. But it stepped closer to him, still shrouded in darkness, the sound of long claws dragging across hardwood accompanying its movements. "I want my Tailipo," the creature growled again. "I'll get my dog after you," the hunter squeaked, his voice catching in his throat with fear. But there was no dog to be seen. "I want my Tailipo." Before the hunter could so much as scream, the creature leapt from the darkness, long claws stretched out towards the hunter. No one is sure what the creature did to him that night. The next morning, all that remained of the hunter, his dog, and his cabin was a chimney, standing alone in the woods. "You're done here." You close the book and put it back. "I think I'm all done. Let's check in." Alright, if we're going with what Kanika's mom told us last night, I think we can rule out any natural disasters as what brought the ditchlings here. But not nuclear incidents. Looks like our state has a history with those. What about y'all? Find anything? Before you can respond, a handsome black cat leaps onto the table. Stella quickly slams her book shut. "Aw, hey Pixel!" "You might want to close your book. He loves to rip up any paper he can find. Pixel, my dear friend, it's been too long. How have you been? Hungry. Did Stella bring the good stuff? Don't worry, little guy. Didn't forget your treats. Aw, yeah, snack time. Crunch, crunch. This cat is my new favorite friend. I'm just saying. Sorry if Pixel's bothering y'all. Hopefully he hasn't gobbled up any of our books. Can't stand the thought that people might pay attention to anything that isn't him. So, basically Benji. Hey Pixel. What do you think about the monsters we saw in the woods? I'm an indoor cat. I don't know nothing about no woods. I just hang out in the library, especially now that our house got haunted. Wait. Your house is haunted? What? Hey, how'd you know? What? I don't know. I just got that vibe because I'm not about to tell them I'm talking to a cat. I just got that vibe. You've, been living in the library for a little bit. It's been great. Way more snacks. Way more scritches. Except sometimes there's too much scritches. Hold up, what kind of haunting are we talking about here? Unexplained noises? Objects appearing in strange and unfamiliar places? Oh, Oscar, don't get our hopes up like that. Nothing like that, sorry. Floor in my bedroom just keeps seeping blood. I've seen this strange figure in the hallway a couple of times. Wait, you've seen a full-body apparition? Can I see it? Stella, it's probably just a dirty pipe or something. What if it's a ghost? It's worth looking into. Y'all are more than welcome to check it out. Maybe tomorrow night? Yes! We'll be there! Yeah, sounds like a fun way to spend an evening. Can't wait to get spooked by some creaky pipes. Why do you let a paper shredder freely wander a library? Why don't you mind your own business? You see this little guy's face? How could I say no to that? Leave Pixel be. You decide to leave Pixel be. The cat curls up on the table, fast asleep. Alright, better get back to shelving. Let me know if y'all need anything. And on that note, folks, it is 3:30. So we are going to take a brief break here, because it's not good to sit in one place for 3 hours at a time. It is genuinely not. So, yes, Pixel will definitely remember that, I'm sure. Anyway, folks, feel free to get up, move around, get yourself a drink or a snack if you would like one. I myself will be getting some more water, because hydrate or dihydrate. Also, y'all, I just noticed Gretchen's face. What is that face she's making looking at Pixel like that? Okay.
Get yourself some fucking water.
Indeed. Okay. We'll be back in like 5-10 minutes or so. I will be running some Twitch ads while I'm away from the computer, but don't worry, you're not going to miss anything. They're legitimately just going to be running while I'm away. So, no thoughts, head empty. Pretty much, yes. Okay. Be right back, folks. And we're back. Sorry about the wait, folks. I was just making sure that the ads ran to completion. Also, I would like to formally apologize because I didn't realize it was completely silent this whole time. My bad. Alright, better get back to shelving. I know if y'all need anything. Alright. Sorry, Gailey. Let's start with, do you think Wayne factors into any of this? I honestly wouldn't be shocked. There's something seriously wrong with him. Like, I can viscerally feel it in my guts. Maybe he's sick? Maybe that has something to do with what you saw in the woods? I don't know. I'd buy it. Stella, what was that you were saying about nuclear incidents? You were talking about the Goldsboro thing, right? Yeah. Apparently, in the 60s, a B-52 carrying a live warhead broke up midair and dropped a couple of bombs. Fascinating bit of history there. First of the 2 bombs landed upright after its parachute got caught in a tree. Thankfully, it didn't go off. At the time, the government claimed that the bomb was unarmed, but it later came out that the only thing preventing a detonation was a single electrical switch which failed to trigger on the descent. And 60 years later, the second bomb still hasn't been recovered. Right. Its conventional explosive disintegrated in midair, but most of the nuclear material was made unrecoverable by flooding. If I remember correctly, they just buried it and sealed it up. I'm sorry, did you say they buried it? Do y'all need something dug up? Because if so, I'm your gal. Look at how excited she looks. Okay, Goldsboro is over 300 miles from here. I don't think we have to be worried about that. Yeah, that's fair. It wouldn't make sense for ditchlings to be here specifically if that was the case too. We also really shouldn't be looking too much into this whole disaster angle. Whatever those creatures are, they're biological. You never know with radiation. We actually know quite a bit. It just melts you if you don't make it doesn't make monsters. The 60-year-old bomb isn't going to explode on its own hundreds of miles away and kill us here. You never know, there could always be a whole underground society of bomb-worshipping mutants just waiting to blow it up. I've missed this. Any luck with Rosalina? Not yet. I knew a teen would be a handful, I didn't think it would happen overnight. Probably head out once you're all done and check in on our usual haunts. Do you think there's a cult here? You lean in and quietly whisper to Stella and Kanika. Do you guys think that there's, like, a cult here? Maybe the ditchlings were, like, summoned as part of a ritual or something. Seems unlikely. Talk about veins of scarlet. So about the coal mines? Kanika visibly shudders. I get cold sweats just thinking about being in a place like that. I feel for the guys who work up there. I could never. Speak for yourself. I love a good crevasse. What happened after the mine collapse? Okay. A union-busting mine collapsed from poor working conditions. Color me shocked. What happened after the mine collapsed? The book just kind of glosses over that. There was a union for a little bit, but it didn't last. There's not a whole lot written about the past century here. Yeah, the Scarlet Hollow mine isn't exactly the most ethically run business. No offense or anything. I'm sure Tabby runs the mines better than Charles Shaw did. Still hasn't let the union in, though. There's a reason she and I don't talk. History tends to be written by winners. Maybe there's more to Charles Shaw's story than these dusty old books are letting on. Normally I'd be inclined to agree with you there, but talking about an old-timey coal boss, I'd be shocked if he wasn't cutting corners. Thyanel does make a fair point. Shaw was certainly a problematic figure, but there might be other details that were lost to time. Sure, but the guy was run out of town on a rail. And that's not a figure of speech, by the way. Back then, they actually tied you to a rail and ran you out of town. There's a big mural of it over on the far wall. Oh my god. He got off easy, if you ask me. Maybe the ditchlings are here to foretell another collapse? Yeesh, that's morbid. Besides, it was all Charles Shaw's fault. Labor market is way more strict now. There's no way you could get away with that kind of safety cutbacks he pulled. Writing it down on the list of potential disasters. Y'all don't think the mine is about to collapse, right? Don't actually think the mine's about to collapse, right? No, I don't think so. Whew, I'd be worried there for a second. I hate to give Tabitha any credit, but the mine is safer now than it was back then. Still, horrible thought. You never know. Talk about Silas Scarlet. So, Silas Scarlet. What a revisionist biography. Really glosses over the war crimes to paint a picture of a self-made man. Perfect example of why you should use multiple sources for your research instead of trusting the first thing you read on a subject. Ain't that the truth? Folks, if you're reading this, if you're watching this right now or listening to this and you have to do research papers for anything, let this be a lesson to you. Multiple sources always. Always. If you can find them anyway. Sometimes you are not always lucky for that. Yep. Dude was a monster. Yeah, sorry you're related to him. Seems like a terrible person, but I don't see what that has to do with bad omens or creatures in the woods. I agree. We're talking about ancient history here. Yeah, we probably have better leads. Never hurts to have historical context. Also, Wikipedia is not a source. Agreed. Talk about Appalachian folk monsters. Do you think Wayne is a Tommyknocker? Maybe he's the ghost of a dead miner. There's something seriously wrong with the guy, and we should definitely look into it, but I don't think he's a ghost. Yeah, ghosts tend to be tied to a specific place, but maybe he's haunting the whole town. He's not a ghost because ghosts aren't real. I've also seen him, like, touch stuff. You know, my mom used to tell me that Taily Post story. I totally forgotten about it. I really forgot about that one. It scared me so bad I didn't eat soup for years. I thought a monster might try and dig it out of my stomach if I did. I love that one. There's this old chimney in the woods I used to think was the chimney from Taily Po. The one that was left after the thing did whatever it did. Now I know it's just because chimneys don't burn down and wooden houses do. Doesn't mean it's not the chimney from Taily Po. I've camped out there a couple of times and seen some pretty spooky stuff. Yeah. I watched that video. You saw raccoons. I'm gonna get rabies one of these days chasing after wildlife like that. What can I say? I like to live on the edge. Hopkinsville goblins were silvery, small, and traveled in a pack. Lots of similarities to the ditchlings there. Those are 100% confirmed aliens, though. Unless... The Hopkinsville goblins were a couple of owls some drunk farmers saw at 3 a.m. They are not aliens. And before you say it, no, ditchlings aren't aliens either. I don't know, the whole implanting thing we saw last night feels consistent with stories about aliens. It's as consistent with stories about aliens as it is consistent with stories about parasites. Parasites just feel a lot more plausible to me. Aw, come on, Neeks, let a little joy into your heart. I will let joy into my heart when this mystery is solved and I don't have to worry some parasite is gonna lay eggs in my skin. Why is the Jersey Devil even in this book? The Pine Barrens are specifically not in Appalachia. Because he's cool? The Jersey Devil is like the granddaddy of North American cryptids, and he's kinda close to Appalachia. Back when I was a kid, I always wanted one as a pet. Stella, that beast would tear you to shreds! I'm all the pet you need. Wonder if there are any parallels between the Bell Witch and whatever's haunting Oscar's house. Well, that's a thought. Can circle back on that tomorrow. Please, for my own sanity, let's stay focused on just the one paranormal incident. Which is why we're circling back on it tomorrow. I have never heard of ginseng babies. Or this. Oh, yeah, that myth is pretty buried. The author managed to unearth it for this book. Kanika does not approve of puns, apparently. Get it? But seriously, whoever wrote this book definitely stretched things out so they can include some of their favorite stuff. Like how the Jersey Devil's in it. Have you seen what ginseng roots look like, though? Creepy stuff. Creepy, but incapable of screaming. Yeah, that's one of those things even I don't buy into. There's some striking similarities between Mothman and Ditchlings. Both of them are portents of doom. Mothman. Love that guy. There's a whole subgenre of cryptids that serve as bad omens, but the disaster angle is definitely a clear connection. Maybe Mothman is what happens when a ditchling's all grown up. But they're already reproducing. And they don't have wings, and they're pale and blobby. Huh. They have a certain caterpillar vibe, don't they? Why am I even engaging with you on this? Portents of doom aren't real. Let's move on. The mines are the obvious common thread here. Between everything we've researched, between Wayne, the old collapse, and the fact the whole town's practically been built around them, they're the smartest place to start our investigation. Good idea. Awful lot of mines-related stuff in my notes. We can poke around, find out if anyone's seen anything weird. Just to clarify, you two are suggesting we go to question some of the miners, right? You're not poking around unprepared in the actual mines, right? Right? Yeah, totally, 100%, I would never. We don't even have a good reason to go down there. Good, let's keep it that way. You know how I feel about mines. I promise, Neeks, we're just going to question some of the miners. And if that questioning gives us a good reason to poke around, say a cool abandoned coal mine, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You can cross that bridge when we come to it. I am not going underground. I'm just messing with you. We'll stick to the surface. Yeah, and hopefully we can figure out what happened to Wayne while we're at it. Maybe Tabitha can help us out? No, I don't think she'd be super jazzed to see any of us snooping around the mines. Can't imagine what she'd do if we actually bothered her while she's trying to run the place. She does get a little grumpy when she's at work. She gets grumpier at work. Pretty sure snark is that girl's baseline level of existence. Chatting over dinner might be a better way to get to know her. If you're okay eating boxed mac and cheese. We can sneak around the mines, no problem. I'll make sure to keep my eyes peeled for her. She won't even know we're there. Look at us, going out on a caper together. I missed this. I missed it too. I mean, sure, it's not under the best circumstances, but... I've been so wrapped up in running the store, I didn't realize how much I missed being able to hang out with you. Though, there is someone missing. Reese. I really miss that dude. Can't believe how long it's been since we've seen each other. Have you seen him lately? Nope. Tried to plan stuff, but he's been too sick. I didn't realize it was getting so bad. Poor guy. You know, we could just pop over and surprise him. He seemed excited to meet Thyanel. Maybe we'll finally get him to leave his little cave. Hell yeah, let's do it! Alright, let's roll out. See ya, Oscar. We'll let you know if we run into Rosalina. Thanks, guys. Keep y'all posted. Ooh, we're gonna go meet the mysterious Reese. Reese's home stands at the edge of the forest wall. Oh, I don't know. We haven't met him yet. We'll see, though. An isolated buffer cushioning the rest of the town from an unending wilderness. Unlike several of the other entries in historical buildings of Scarlet Hollow, this one still looks mostly like it did in the book. Reese, it's Stella. I brought some buddies, too. Shh, not so loud. He's still sleeping. Can I help you with something? The woman in the doorway stares directly into your eyes. You can practically feel her simmering irritation washing over you. Hi, Dr. Kelly. We're wondering if it would be okay if Reese could come hang out. Nothing strenuous, we promise. I'm not gonna wake him up. If he's sleeping, he probably needs it. Whatever you two have planned is probably beyond what he can manage right now anyway. Oh no, poor Reese. It's just been so long since either of us have gotten the chance to hang out with him. I'm sure he and Thyanel will get along super well, too. Hi! I'm Thyanel, Vivian's kid. I know who you are. The way she avoids looking at you as she speaks makes you feel like you've done something wrong, even though you're pretty sure you've done nothing at all. Reese's mom turns back to the house, sighing. Sorry, I know that was a little rude. You just want to hang out with Reese, and he misses both of you too. She sighs again as if deciding whether to finish her thought. He's usually feeling his best around mid-afternoon. Why don't you come over tomorrow? We can have some supper, you can all hang out for a bit. I don't promise he'll be perky, but I'm sure it'll brighten his spirits to see you two again. And I suppose you can come too, Thyanel. That'd be great. I could bring a side dish, maybe deviled eggs. Does he still eat those? No, eggs are a little much for him. They don't settle well. You can leave the cooking to me. I know what he can handle. Okay. I'll bring soda then. That's not... Okay, yes, fine. You can bring soda. Nothing with caffeine. Ginger ale, preferably. Oh, and leave the dog at home. She might cheer him up. You know they have those therapy dogs in hospital... No. Dogs. Oh, what? I never. The absolute gall. Thanks so much, Dr. Kelly. We'll stop bothering you now. See you later. Dr. Kelly nods in acknowledgement and quickly shuts the door. The sound of several locks clicking into place can be heard from within. God, that woman makes me so nervous. Also, I just noticed Kanika has a belt with a bat on it. Y'all, I think I love Kanika's look. Like, fashion-wise, A+. I remember she used to be so nice and carefree when we were kids. She always had the best stickers when we had to get our shots. And maybe she's just stressed out about Reese. Maybe she's just nice to kids. Either way, I guess it's just the three of us. You gonna drive? Yeah, sorry. I don't like the thought of going up there without the van. Whew, I'll take my shortcut then. Shouldn't take long for me to get there. You're welcome to tag along, Thyanel. Don't worry, I won't be offended if you'd rather ride with Kanika. I'm sure you're probably sick of the woods. Either way works for me. Okay. I'm not gonna go the explore route because I feel like because we kind of know what happened with that. What do y'all think? Should we ride with Kanika or walk with Stella? What do you think? Hmm. I'm torn because I want to get to know Kanika a bit more, but also I kind of want to see if we've come across any other weird shit on the way. I am seriously torn on this. Okay, we have 1 and 1. You know what? I'm gonna bring out the dice horde. Because I genuinely cannot choose. I'm gonna take my D4. I'm gonna take one of my D4s. Evens will be riding with Kanika. Odds will be walking with Stella. This, I feel like, is the safest and fairest way to do this. And of course, as I rolled that, I forgot what I said. Okay. Sorry, one more time. I had a momentary lapse and forgot what I assigned to what. I remember now. We are gonna roll this and actually do the thing. Okay. So I had said that evens were riding with Kanika. Odds would be walking with Stella. I don't know how well you all will be able to see this. 3 is at the top here. Meaning we're walking with Stella. You will get to know Stella a bit more. I'll walk with Stella. We'll meet you there. The woods are calm and serene compared to last night, though you can't help but get the feeling that danger lurks just beyond the trees. Hey. Thanks for coming along with us. With Gretchen and me, I mean. I hope I haven't seemed too cold about everything that happened last night. The truth is I'm just barely keeping myself together. I just don't know how to let it out. Duke died out there last night, and I can't stop thinking it might have been my fault. If only I'd died for that flashlight. If only I didn't drag you along into the woods. Gretchen! Oh my god. Stella, whatever happened last night, you did nothing wrong. Just wish you could understand that. She's such a good girl. Stella pauses, searching for what to say. It's like there's this guilt boiling under my skin, but the only way I can process what happened is by turning off the part of me that feels things. When I'm around other people, it's like I think of Duke dying as just a thing that happened, like just part of another video. Because if I actually admit it to other people that I feel something, then I'd have to admit to myself that what happened is my fault. Of course it's not your fault. It's nobody's fault. You and Gretchen have gone into those woods at night dozens of times by yourselves. Nothing like this has happened before. How could you have known? Thanks, Thyanel. I think I needed to hear that. The conversation comes to a dramatic halt, with you, Stella, and Gretchen all whirling around to face the source of the sound. A bird! Let me at it. I can get it. Back off, dog. This is my stick. Whoa, calm down, girl. It's just a bird. Same probably goes for the two of us. Guess we're still a little on edge. Sorry to the mind. It shouldn't be much further. Kanika casually leans against her van as you and Stella emerge from the woods. Hey. Y'all have a good walk? Yeah, it was great. I mean, not that you were missing out or anything. You didn't run into any of those creatures, did you? Nope. Makes sense, probably nocturnal. Don't know if I should feel relieved or disappointed. But we're all here. What's the plan? Also, yeah, Gretchen with those ears perked up is adorable. I love it. Guess we just go talk to people? Guess so. Should probably be on lookout duty. I'm a bit of persona non grata in the mines. Tabitha? Yeah. Might have tried sneaking in to talk to her a time or two too many. And Gretchen makes it extra hard to be sneaky. What can I say? I thrive in the limelight. We're probably less likely to get caught if only one of us is snooping around down there. I take it I'm the one of us you're talking about. Tabitha and I aren't exactly friends, and pretty much all the miners shop at the general store. I don't want to make folks uncomfortable, you know? Probably for the best, Thyanel. If Stella's on lookout duty and only one of us is going in, what's the third person doing? You know those cheesy rom-coms where someone wears an earpiece on their first date? Whoa, do you have some kind of surveillance rig in the back of your van? That I didn't know about? What? No. I have a pair of earbuds with a really good mic. We can do a group call. I'm just gonna keep quiet. You say nothing. Here's those earbuds I mentioned earlier. Kanika hands you a pair. Can feed you questions if you get stuck, and Stella can give you a heads up if Tabitha's headed your way. Dang, I miss doing this sort of thing with you. You're so thorough. Aw, thanks. I do my best. Guess we should part ways and start the call, yeah? Stella and Kanika break off, leaving you alone at the entrance to the mines. Your phone buzzes. Hey! You hear us? Try saying something. Won't people notice I've got earbuds on? People these days have all kinds of things in their ears. It's called multitasking. You'll be fine. Nothing to do now but enter the worksite. You pass through the unlocked fence and enter the property of the Scarlet Hollow mine. Okay. Approach the nearest group of I'm in. Alright, Morpheus, good to know. Approach the nearest group of miners. You approach the nearest group of miners. A blonde woman, a broad-shouldered man, and an old-timer. Their uniforms identify them as Harrison, Davis, and Zax. You got a reason to be bothering us? Hey, I'm Tabitha's cousin. The miners straighten up, suddenly very serious. Sorry, didn't know. Thought maybe you were one of them environmentalists, or... Yeah, sorry for any trouble. How can we help? Do you know anything about a guy named Wayne? Yeah, we knew him. He was such a cut-up. Miss that dude. What happened to him? Miners shift for a moment, uncomfortably glancing at one another. Isn't that the guy y'all said was, He's gone. That's all that matters. What happened to him? What do you think you are, some sort of cop? Okay. Yeah, I don't like the smell of this one bit. I know bait when I see it. Let's get out of here. Shift's about to start anyway. Sorry. Miners pack up their things and leave. Okay, let's approach another group. You head over to the next group of miners. Stop in your tracks, a shiver running up your spine as an unfortunately familiar voice calls out to you. You shouldn't be up here. It's dangerous. Hello? Hi, Wayne. Where'd that veil on your head come from? Was that you in the garden this morning? You don't have to be afraid of me. Stay home. Wait for the week to end. Don't keep putting yourself in the path of danger. This is all I ask. Before you can say another word, the figure is gone. Hey, Thyanel, you still there? We've just been getting static from you. Don't mind me. Your friend just stopped by to say hello. Whoa, I thought I saw you talking to someone down there. Are you okay? Told me to just stay at the estate for the rest of the week? Wonder why. That I'd be safe there. Just told me to stay at the estate for the rest of the week, that I'd be safe there. Why would he tell me that? The hell is that supposed to mean? He must have been threatening you, right? Plot thickens. Now this just means we're on the right track. I am not about to back down. Wayne trying to make me leave just means we're on the right track. Not about to back down. Whoa, so brave. Heck yeah, Thyanel, we got your back. Approach another group of miners. Hey there, can we help you with something? You fellas seen anything out of the ordinary around here lately? Like what? Weird animal sightings? Don't tend to go many hikes, not exactly the nature scene type. After a full day of work, all I see is my bed. Maybe a few beers in between. Odd noises in the woods. I heard something a few nights ago. Like nothing I've ever heard, some unearthly beast. I'm telling you, Isaacs, you need to take a sick day. You need rest, man. I've already taken a sick day this year. Can't afford to take any more if I want to have Christmas off. Tabitha! Can't be that bad here, right? People getting sick? People been getting sick? You health inspector or something? Boss looks out for our health. Knocking in the mines? Knocking? Not that I've heard. Can't hear shit down there with machines and men working. My dad used to work in these mines before they brought in the continuous miner. The big machine, that is. He told me stories about something that sounded like someone was pounding on the walls. No offense, Isaacs, your daddy had a few screws loose. Rodriguez, he was a fine man. All on that front, thanks. Anything else? Do any of you know a man named Wayne? Wayne? You mean Sam Wayne? What are you asking about him for? Wait, have you seen him? No. Oh god, I don't know. Why did he react like that, though? He's been following me? Oh, thank God. Everyone thought he was dead. Now, hold on. Creepy doesn't exactly sound like Wayne, does it? How do you know it was him? The name on his jacket? Just like yours. Name on his jacket. Wayne, just like yours says Smith. So do all our jackets, but if I switch with Isaacs, that don't make me Isaacs. No, it's gotta be him. There's no way he's dead. Really think he's running around town creeping on strangers and ignoring his friends and coworkers? Seems more likely to me that someone took care of him, someone to speak, and is running around in his clothes. Minders stand in silence for a moment, considering what they've just heard. That is not possible. That's ridiculous. This is messed up. But who would do something like that? I don't know. Why don't you ask his girlfriend? Yikes, do you think... No. No way. Just saying, he wasn't exactly the first fellow to fall for her... charms. Lots of heartbreak in that woman's history. Lots of jilted ex-lovers, if you catch my drift. Dang, who are they talking about? I told him not to get too involved with her. I told him! Who was Wayne seeing? Whoa, now, if you don't know, there's no way I'm poking at that wasp's nest. Forget we said anything. Yeah, I don't want to be next on the chopping block. Come on, don't dangle something like that. Look, I just don't want to cause any trouble. Enough people are losing their jobs as is. I got mouths to feed. Losing their jobs, and in Sam Wayne's case, disappearing. We've already said too much. Come on, boys. We check in? This is a heads up. The only group I see out there is pretty close to the main office. Might still be worth talking to them, but I don't know that if I can give you that much of a warning if Tabitha comes out. Let's meet back up. Cool, meet you by the van. You're interrupted by sudden movement out of the corner of your eye. A girl carrying a bundle of snacks pops through a hole in the fence and disappears over the crest of the hill. Hey, I think I just saw Rosalina. Wait, really? What is she doing here? Clearly she's doing a delinquency. Oh my god. What should we do? I mean, we should go after her. What if she gets hurt? Can you imagine what Tabitha would do if she catches Rosalina here? Right, I'm on my way. You rush over the hill and get your bearings. The sounds of active mining fading into the distance. Rosalina is nowhere to be found, but the dusty footprints point towards a nearby mine. She did it! I guess the old Maxwell place doesn't cut it as a secret hangout spot these days. Save, real quick. But the Shaw mine? That place was shut down like 100 years ago. After a collapse that killed over 100 people. Or I thought Stella was going to be the one to drag me to an abandoned coal mine. I guess we should go after her, right? Yep. Yeah, let's head in before someone gets hurt. Whoa, you sure you want to tag along, Neeks? Thyanel and I can handle this on our own. Yeah, I'm sure. Much as I hate confined spaces, I am not about to let Rosalina get hurt in there. Even if it means I have to go underground. Stella and Kanika disappear into the mines. Before you follow, you briefly wonder if you should let Tabitha know about this. Fuck it, I'm calling Tabitha. Pull out your phone and dial your cousin. What is it? I'm in a meeting. Kid just snuck into the Shaw mine. I figured you should know. What? Are you serious? Why do things keep happening to me? Also, why do you know about this? What the hell are you doing at my mines? Ugh, whatever. I'll head over there as soon as I can. Just stay where you are and wait for me, alright? God, I don't even know why I'm trying to reason with you. It's not like you'll listen. No need to get snarky. I'll wait. Good. Tabitha hangs up on you. And then I'm just gonna follow Kanika and Stella into the mine anyway. Take a deep breath and follow your new friends into the mine. Tabitha will understand. Maybe. The inside of the mine is warmer than you expected. The air thick and wet. The ceiling hangs much lower than you are tall, forcing you and your companions to hunch over, your legs bent in a painful squat as you begin to navigate its maze of corridors. Hey, you made it! Told you they would. I just want to make a quick call and give Tabitha the 411. Are you kidding me? I don't know how long it's going to take for this to get through to you, Thyanel, but that woman is not to be trusted. Well, what matters is the gang is all here. We'll find Rosalina in no time. I'm scared to ask, Gaily, but what pairing? The deeper you progress into the mine, the heavier the air becomes. Coal dust hangs in thick clouds around you, even though this place was abandoned over a century ago. Jesus, it's cramped down here. Anyone else's chest feel tight? I certainly can't sit in one for dark, stuffy places. Seems like much more suited for a cat, if I do say so myself. Yeah, abandoned mines are way more claustrophobic than people expect them to be. This one's real bad. You know, because of the child minors. Or should I say the minors. Oh my god. Jill Valentine Nemesis. That is disturbing. That is disturbing, Gaily. Kanika visibly shudders. Okay, I am not superstitious, but if there's a way to make sure you get haunted, it's cracking jokes about dead child laborers while walking on their graves. What can I say? Do my best to tempt the spirits wherever I go. I actually stuck down here a few times to try to get some good footage. Part of my ghost hunting phase. Jesus, Stella, the things you do for your viewers, did you find anything? I wish. If any place in Scarlet Hollow was actually haunted, it'd be this mine, hands down. But all I got was dust in my lungs and a couple of false alarms. Stella pauses as sound rushes overhead. Oh my god. What was that? The mine's gonna collapse, we're all gonna die here, aren't we? Stella sighs longingly. That's just how wind sounds down here. You sound so disappointed. It just brings back memories of my last foray into these depths. Every time I thought I'd finally found a spooky ghost, there wound up being a very unghostly explanation. Like local wildlife, for instance. Stella turns her flashlight up towards an alcove overhead. Say, what's the big idea? Yeah, we was sleeping here. Shut that light off, you nosy bastards. I am so sorry for my companions. Stella means well, I assure you. Those guys got me real good last time I was here alone. I am sure you're quite worried about me after my behavior last night, Thyanel, but let that interaction be assurance that my temper's most wholly under control. Wouldn't dare venture away from the safety of my Stella's arms in a horrible place like this. Oh my god. There are bats down here? I'm gonna get rabies, aren't I? I'm gonna get rabies and die in a mine collapse. You holding up okay, Neeks? Yeah, sorry, I'm a little on edge. Kanika stopped mid-sentence by a thunderous knock echoing from deeper in the mine. Okay, what was that? That was death. Of that I'm certain. That was... I have no idea what that was. That sounds like knocking to you guys? Sounds like rocks shifting somewhere deeper in the mine. You should be careful. Could be. Or maybe it's Tommy knockers. Okay, no. Tommy knockers are not real. They are not allowed to be real. Are you trying to give me a panic attack? I'd love to spend some extra time poking around down here. Maybe it's got something to do with the mystery. Three of you are interrupted by a second, much less distant sound of a can being popped open. Okay. Now that wasn't Tommy knockers. Came from this way. Follow me. You and Kanika follow Stella further into the mine. You breathe a sigh of relief as the tight passage gives way to a small cavern. A group of teens turns and stares at you with annoyance. What the hell are all of you doing in here? The hell are you doing in here? You creeps, are you stalking us? Yeah, creeps. I just said that, Alexis. If I wanted an echo, I'd yell into the Grand Canyon. I wanted an echo, I'd yell into the Grand Canyon. What are you, 5? I'm very tempted to just give that as an answer, but I'm not going to. Chill out, Kanika. They're just teens. Let them have their fun. Hear that, general store lady? Let us have our fun. Rosalina, your dad's worried sick about you. If you ask me, he was right to worry. What the hell would you think hanging out in an old mine would be a good idea? The Maxwell place not dangerous enough. Because no one usually comes in here. Duh. Everyone knows we hang out at the Maxwell place now, so we had to find a new hideout. But you instantly found, so I guess we have to find an even more secluded place where we can just be ourselves. I can't believe your dad sent people to follow you, Rosalina. That's messed up. I think that qualifies as harassment. You're right, Becca. It is messed up. I don't need him telling me where I can be. But at least check in so he knows you're not dead. He loves you and worries about you. He's really not asking for much. Don't you kids have school tomorrow anyway? It's fall break. And we're not kids. Yeah, we're teens. Young pups these days. Absolutely no respect for their elders. Are those canned strawberry margaritas? Where did you even get those? Most of the teens avoid eye contact. The quiet one in the back tries to melt into the cavern wall. Oh no. I know that isn't you, Miles. It had better not be you. Yeah, whatever. It's me. What are you even doing here? Becca's right. Sounds to me like you're stalking and harassing and all that. You are supposed to be minding the store. Not like anyone even comes in on Tuesdays and Mom's there, so it's fine. Eyes dart uncomfortably around the cavern as Kanika tears into her brother. It is not fine. It's extremely not fine. Why do I always have to be the responsible one? You know what I would give to be as carefree as you? I left school so you would have a chance to live your life. This is what you're doing with it? What would Dad think if he could see this, stealing booze from the family store to dick around in an abandoned mine? Dad's dead, Kanika. But if he were here, he'd be disappointed you wound up being such a bossy jerk. Who cares if we're having canned margaritas somewhere no one's supposed to bother us? Miles, don't try to twist this around on your sister. Okay, I'd love to help you all sort this out. Can we maybe do it not in an abandoned coal mine? Oh, and what are you, an expert on mine safety? They only abandoned this place because there wasn't enough coal left to bother digging anymore. My dad told me he's an actual foreman at the continuous mining facility, so he knows what he's talking about. Wait, I thought your dad was a charge hand. No, Alexis, he got promoted last month. He says this place is totally safe and we can hang out here anytime we want. Correction. Your father was a foreman at the continuous mining facility. We'll see if he even has a job tomorrow morning. What? Oh, shit. Oh. Hey, Tabby. Kanika sighs. Probably for the best she's here. Do none of you understand what a boarded up mine entrance is supposed to mean? It means it's closed, condemned, not fit for human use. Aw, come on, this place is way sturdy. Check it out. The teen with the beanie jumps up and slaps a strut on the ceiling. Oh, was that the knocking we were hearing earlier? My God, Zane, cut it out. You're embarrassing us. I'm so sorry for Zane behaviors. I don't think he realizes how extremely 8th grade it is to jump up and hit things. No offense, Rosalina. None taken. Other 8th graders are totally immature. Not like you, Rosalina. You're chill and smart, too. Enough. The damage is already done. Now leave. I am tired of the people in this town dragging my cousin headlong into danger. I can't believe I actually agree with Tabitha about anything. This is the worst place I've ever been in my entire life, and I would like to see the sun again before I die. Oh, come on, you guys. Maybe it's not that big a deal. We used to do dangerous stuff like this all the time. I still do dangerous stuff now. I mean, I don't like this particular situation, what with the whole ditchling thing, but outside of that, who are we to tell them where they can hang out? I don't know who you think you are in this whole situation, Stella, but I own this mine. It is entirely within my rights to tell them to leave, much like it is entirely within my rights to tell you to leave. Was your lifetime ban from my mines not a clear enough message for you? Hell yeah, Tabitha, tear the sad 20-something to shreds. Hey, I am defending you. And I'm not sad. Where did you get that idea? My Stella can't possibly be sad with me around. How absolutely rude. These pups need to learn some manners. Running a clickbaity YouTube channel where you're running around in the woods chasing nothing is extremely sad. So she's sad. So what? Give it a few years, you'll be sad too. The passage of time is inescapable. Look, we just wanted to give Rosalina a good time. Her home life sucks right now. Yeah, tell them about where you have to sleep, Rosalina. We've been living in the library for the past couple of weeks. Dad says we can't stay in our house. They've got a hot plate and a couple of cots in one of the back rooms. It's actually a pretty sick setup. No, it isn't, Zane. Agreed. Tabitha, too true. Rosalina deserves better. Oh, no, this is about your house being haunted, isn't it? No! What fresh hell is this? Oh my god, did my dad tell you that? Yes. Why did you say it like that? I bet he couldn't afford it anymore and is lying to you to save face. What a coward. Becca, I don't think you can, say that about other people's families. Isn't that like bullying or something? Shut up, Zane. Agreed, Gaily. Agreed. Oscar actually invited us to check it out when we saw him earlier today. Could make for fun, non-abandoned coal mine related activity, just throwing that out there. There is no ghost, Stella. Be cool if there was, but Becca's right. Just wish he would be honest with me and tell me what's really going on. It's like he doesn't think I can handle it, like I'm still a little kid. You are all children. None of you realize how good you have it. Back in the day, each and every one of you would be pulling 12-hour shifts in this exact mine. If it weren't for child labor laws, the 5 of you might have some actual character. Exactly. Rosalina is not that mature anyway. She still sleeps with stuffed animals. That doesn't mean she's not mature. I still have pork chop, you know. I rest my case. Wait, what did you say about child labor? Okay, I'm not gonna weigh in on this. This is between you and your dad. The two of you should talk about it anywhere that isn't here. I couldn't agree more. Yeah, if Rosalina's house is haunted, we should break in and, ghost bust it or something. Sounds pretty rad to me. Not me lying in bed with my stuffed animals at 28. I mean, y'all see the mound of plushies behind me. I'm in my late 30s. Plushies are for everybody. Whatever gets you delinquents out of my mind. Oh my god, Zane, you can't ghost bust if there's no ghosts. Also, Rosalina lives there. She can't break into her own house. There's no ghost that you know of. I bet we can figure out how to bust it if it's actually real, and if it isn't real, well, problem solved. You know, Rosalina, you can always stay over at my house until Stella ghost busts your place. We have a finished basement with a pull-out couch. Why are we talking about this like it's a thing? It's not a thing. There is no ghost. I don't care, and I can't believe I've wasted this much time trying to argue with children. I'm washing my hands of this and calling the cops. Feel free to leave before they show up. Hear that, Miles? We're leaving. Suggest the rest of you kids leave this empty mine before someone gets black lung or gets crushed by rocks or meets any one of the many terrible fates people tend to meet in abandoned mines. Kanika is interrupted by a pair of thunderous knocks. Okay, that wasn't me, I swear. What was it? Oh, come on, Stella, didn't you have a whole list of perfectly natural explanations for scary mine noises? It's Tommy knockers for sure. I know this isn't why we came down here. We gotta check it out. Stella! I know, weird stuff's been happening around here the past few days. But if this is our chance to get an actual solid lead, the stakes couldn't be higher. Do you have no sense of self-preservation? I want you out of here, Stella. Aw, come on, Tabby, you can come along too. If you guys are going after something spooky, count me in. Nobody is going deeper into the mine. Nobody is staying in the mine. You are all leaving. Please listen to Tabitha before my heart gives out. It'll be fun, Neeks. It will not. Wait a second. Where'd 3 of you run off to? Are you kidding me? Unbelievable. Wow, Kanika. Maybe if you weren't so scared of the dark or whatever, you would have noticed them sneak off. I noticed them sneak off. I've been zoning out the whole time we've been here. I must have squeezed through that child-sized tunnel. Dang, I always wondered where that goes. Never been able to get these hips through there. It's probably for the best, dear. Stella, stop sneaking into my mines! Please, I am literally begging you. If only all the tunnels down here were wide enough for adults, we could already be done with this little mess, but no, there just have to be remnants from a bygone era. Didn't you just talk about how child labor was the good old days a minute ago? I was trying to get you to leave my mine. Becca's head pops out from the tunnel's entrance. We are not about to let you come in here and ruin our good time. The mine is safe. I've been here a million times. Yeah, if Becca says we're safe, then we're totally safe. Whatever, come on, you two. I know a cool spot this way. Okay, I think I know where that tunnel rejoins the rest of the mine. I'll go look for them. I want each and every one of you to take note of the fact that I am doing that. Those idiots get themselves lost and die. I am not letting their families sue me into the ground. Are those really your priorities right now? Yeah, do you have a problem with that? I want the rest of you out of my mine. Except for you, Thyanel. I'm not letting you out of my sight. Yeah, sure. I could never fit in that tunnel anyway. They've crossed the barrier. I cannot, so my time here is up. But only because Stella promised me a ghost hunt tomorrow. Yeah, whatever. I still have to do my dailies anyway. Service down here sucks. I will happily escort these 2 knuckleheads out. No. You are not about to weasel your way into this, Stella. Oh, come on, Tabby. I've been down here a ton. I can totally help out. There is no getting rid of you, is there? Fine, I won't waste my time arguing. I am not getting in the middle of this. There's nothing to get in the middle of. It's fine. I said Stella can tag along. I've read lots of stories about cave rescuers needing their own rescues. Should we get some professionals down here? Are we biting off more than we can chew? Should we get some professionals down here? I am a professional. I'd also prefer to resolve this issue without word getting out if possible. Again, I don't want to deal with angry parents trying to sue me for their own negligence. Inspiring. Oh, don't worry, Thyanel. It'll be fun and safe. I'm sure that's exactly what you told them last night, and we all know how that ended. Alright, let's do this. Sure. Let's not linger any longer we have to, shall we? Want me to take Gretchen with me? I don't know if it'll be easier to cover more ground without her. Excuse me, I'm a formidable and self-sufficient monster hunting companion. Yeah, probably for the best. I don't want a repeat of last night, and who knows if we'll have to do any climbing. I'll see you on the other side. Hopefully soon. Sure, we won't be long. Cool, can't wait to bust some ghosts tomorrow. Kanika, Miles, and Zane head towards the entrance of the mine, leaving you, Tabitha, and Stella to find the remaining teens. Alright, no dawdling. Should be able to catch up with them if we go this way. You and Stella exchange a glance as Tabitha ventures forward. As the three of you move deeper into the mine, you hear echoes of conversation bounce across the walls. Becca, why are we doing this again? I thought you thought Tabitha was, like, really cool. Why are you trying to get her all mad? We're doing this because Tabitha's really cool. She doesn't let anyone boss her around, so we can't just let her boss us around. Aw, hear that, Tabby? Someone thinks you're cool. Can't believe she used to hang out with a nobody like Stella. Hey! I don't know, I think Stella's kinda cool. Her videos are really neat. Oh, come on, she doesn't even have a sponsor. What kind of YouTuber doesn't have a sponsor? I mean, not yet, but I'm in talks with Meat Rice, and I make plenty from ads and donations. How does it feel to have a teen girl think you're cool, Tabitha? I feel nothing about it. The opinions of children don't interest me. I don't know, you kinda hesitated there. You're reading into things that aren't there, Stella. Just because your livelihood revolves around what people think of you, doesn't mean that I care what people think of me. Congratulations on your sponsor, though. I'm just glad they're not gossiping about me. Yeah, I know they're just teens, but some of that stuff stung. Another knock. Closer. Interrupts your thoughts. Followed by another. Is it just me, or is that knocking coming from the same direction as those kids? Not just you. Okay, that knocking is starting to freak me out. Calm down, Rosalina. It's just mind sounds. Did you guys see that? No, it's just a shadow. There's no reason to get freaked out. I saw it. Shut up. There's nothing down here. Stop trying to scare me. That just sounds just the act of mine echoing through the walls, right? Nah, it's Tommyknockers, I'm sure of it. It is not Tommyknockers. That being said, it's also definitely not the act of mine. Use a machine these days, it sounds nothing like that. Probably just rocks falling somewhere deeper into the mine, which is also bad for obvious reasons. Are we sure the tunnel they went through is going to meet back up with us? Yes, I'm familiar with all the old maps of this place. Should be a central chamber not too far from here where everything joins back up. Getting closer. Let's keep moving. As you progress deeper into the mine, the knocking grows more frequent. It's still distant, but it's much louder than before. The tunnel ends abruptly in front of you. A century-old ladder is the only way forward. In the darkness beyond, you can still hear the echoes of terrified teens, their panicked arguing bouncing down the pitch-black corridors. And here we are. The tunnel they crawled through passes through the chamber below. Shouldn't be that hard to find them once we get down there. I've never been this far in. Congratulations, Stella. You got what you wanted. Tabitha crawls up to the ladder and disappears over its edge. Alright, let's do this. Stella hoists herself over the edge and begins to climb down. You walk to the ladder and climb down. I'm pretty sure this is the way back. Come on. Pretty sure? I thought you'd been down here before. Okay, maybe I didn't get this far in, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Definitely remember the way out. Hurry, I don't want to be down here anymore. I think it was actually this way. Shut up! Nobody even wanted you to come with us anyway. Becca? Yep, they're close, alright. Good thing they're so damn loud. Sounds like they're really lost. The voices around you, those of the teens and your companions, sound odd. Distant. There's something in the darkness before you that's much louder, though you don't hear it. Oh, the weird sounds are back. You don't hear it, but you can feel it in your chest. A desperate need to perceive and be perceived. Hey, are you alright, Thyanel? What do you think you're doing? Get away from there! Your cousin dives towards you, but not before the light from your phone illuminates the chamber. What the? Thyanel? Thyanel, are you alright? Oh, thank God you're alive. Looked like you had a seizure or something, and then you and Tabby just conked out. I'm fine. Oh, God. What the hell is going on here? Barely open your eyes. You are not fine. Neither of you move a muscle. I don't want you straining yourself while you're still recovering from whatever that was. I'm gonna get you both some help. Be back soon, I promise. Don't die on me, alright? Fade back out of consciousness as your companion clambers out of the pit, intent on your rescue. You raise up on your elbows, head still swimming from the visions. Your surroundings coming back into focus. Your head throbs as the knocking continues, now magnitudes more intense than ever. Through it, you once again hear the panicked voices of bickering teenagers echoing down the stone corridors. Becca, you're just getting us more lost. It's this way. If you're so sure, why don't you just leave? I can't believe I let Alexis talk me into inviting you in the first place. Becca, I'm just trying to help. I said go. Hey, I will. Alexis, you don't have to go with her. You know that, right? I am... Pick a side, Alexis. I'm sure Becca knows where we're going. She wouldn't just lie. Sorry, Rosalina. The increasingly desperate voices of the teens are drowned out by the thunderous knocking. You can practically feel the ground shake beneath you. You can almost see the walls vibrate with the intensity of the hellish sound. But that knocking is not helping my headache. What the hell just happened? I remember you diving towards me. Did you know something might happen? I've seen horror movies. You look like you were about to wander off and get yourself killed. I don't want to let you out of my sight. Not down here. Rosalina appears in the passageway to your left. She's out of breath and it looks like she's been crying. I'm so sorry I stuck off like that. I just wanted Alexis to think I was cool. The entire cavern shakes with the sound of rockfall. I don't know what the hell is up with this knocking, but that is the sound of a mine collapse. Quick, up that ladder, both of you. Wait, Becca and Alexis are still down there. You can't just leave them here. I know which way they were going. They'll listen to you this time, I promise. You have a death wish, little girl? This isn't a movie. Best thing we could do to help those girls right now is to not be buried alive ourselves. Oh, God. Okay, so we have the option of taking Rosalina and leaving, or going after Becca and Alexis. Oh, God. I don't know that I want to leave two kids down here. I honestly don't know that I want to leave two other kids down here. Yeah, the knocking is definitely not helping. Okay. Yeah, but I really don't want to leave two kids down here. Fuck it! Okay, let's do this. Thyanel, don't do this to me! I'm not leaving unless everyone leaves. Are you serious? Thank you, they're back this way, hurry. Rosalina runs back the way she came. Sorry, Tabitha. You run after her. The mines shake with each new thunderous blow as bits of rock and dust fall off the ceiling and scatter on the floor around you. Rosalina leads the way and Tabitha isn't far behind you. I thought you knew the way out. I thought you'd been down here a million times already. I was making it up, okay? I swear to God, Thyanel, if we get stuck down here... Glad you decided to come along. You guys see those things? There's probably a pocket of gas down here. Probably just a hallucination. We're coming. Just stay where you are. Rosalina, you came back. I don't want to die down here. Come on, grab them and start running. You reach forward and forcibly grab Becca and Alexis, silently pulling them behind you. You quickly push your way back towards the entrance, pieces of fallen rock littering the path around you. All of you start climbing now. Once the last teen is up, Tabitha grabs onto the ladder and starts climbing. You follow suit and start climbing. This way, come on. Your cousin moves with the kind of swiftness you'd expect from someone who spent her entire life working in and around coal mines. Why couldn't you just listen to someone other than yourself, Becca? I'm sorry, okay? God. Push forward, your burning muscles giving way to pure adrenaline. To your horror, you can see cracks forming on the walls of the tunnel. Come on, we gotta go faster. We're almost there. I can see the entrance. Your surroundings quake as the mine collapses around you. And then the knocking fades and you feel safe, having arrived at the entrance in one piece. What the fuck? What the fuck? Rosalina, are you okay? Really, she's not okay, you idiot? Shut up, Becca. It was your idea to go down here in the first place. This is your fault. Shh. Why did this have to happen? Okay, knocking stopped at least. All of you say exactly where you are. I'm going to make some calls. This really hurts. Stella and Kanika pop their heads through the mine entrance. Tabitha just stormed out of there. Are you... Oh my God. Rosalina, can you hear me? We're gonna get you out of here, okay? Stella already called an ambulance. That means cops are gonna come. They're gonna know I was drinking. They're gonna know we went in there to drink, right? Becca, that doesn't matter. If my dad finds out, he'll kill me. He can't know. In a panic, Becca runs for the entrance and pushes her way through. Don't worry about her, Rosalina. She's being an asshole. One of us should wait by the gate to make sure they can find us up here. Also, I love how Gretchen immediately just comes over to Rosalina. Is just like, I am here. I will watch over you and you can pet me. And everything will be fine. I should check in with Tabby, see if she needs help. Gonna get you help. Everything's gonna be okay. Alright, I'll go down to the gate. Rosalina, I'm so sorry. I'll be back soon. Gonna get you out of here. You're gonna be just fine, okay? Thyanel and Alexis will keep you safe until then. Don't worry, pup. I know you're sick, but I'm here to keep you warm. You're gonna die? Oh, Rosalina, don't say things like that. You're gonna be okay. Just keep breathing. Thanks, Thyanel. Rosalina's breath comes in quick, irregular bursts. If I don't make it, tell my dad I'm sorry. I'm the one who has something to be sorry about. This is all me and Becca's fault. We never should have gone down there. It's not your fault. I went down there because I wanted to. Rosalina pauses, catching her breath. Thank you, Thyanel. Glad everyone else made it out okay. I've done it without your help. Yeah, Alexis is right. You are very mature for your age. Worrying about others at a time like that. More brave than a lot of adults I know. It's true, Rosalina. You're really brave. Braver than I am. And smarter. If I hadn't stuck with Becca, maybe... I don't know. Maybe it would have been different. It's just not fair that this happened to you. You're the nicest person I know. Rosalina? Still awake. Just... hurts like hell. Sorry. Shouldn't be pushing you to talk. I'll just hold your hand till they come back with help, okay? Don't go to sleep just yet, pup. Alexis grasps Rosalina's hand. Tears streak down both of their cheeks as you sit in silence together, waiting for the long, anxious moments to pass before help arrives. Some of my men are on the way with rock lifts. We'll get you out of there soon. You're over here, Earl. Jesus H. Christ, you weren't kidding about the emergency. Still be a bit for the ambulance. Nearest depot's over in Brevard, so it'll be at least another half an hour. You heard the man. You have half an hour to get her out of there. Move it! Selena? Sweetie, I'm here. Dad, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Don't have to be sorry. It's okay. We're all here. Hang on, Rosalina. I know you can. Tabitha's men quickly get to work and manage to pull Rosalina out from the rubble just as the ambulance arrives. Sir, I'm afraid there's no space in the back. What do you mean? I can't ride with her? Better off driving behind us. We're headed to Brevard, so it's quite a ways. Is she gonna be okay? She's gonna make it, right? Please. God. Yes, sir. I promise you we're gonna do everything we can to keep her stable. Her vitals are looking good. Rosalina, my poor baby. I'll be there as fast as I can, okay? Promise you won't be alone. Dad? The paramedics load Rosalina into the back of the ambulance and drive off. Oscar approaches you off to the side as the police talk to Tabitha and her men. What the hell happened in there? Horrible accident. Nobody could have known this would happen. I mean, sure, but those kids maybe shouldn't have been in an abandoned coal mine. No, this is no teenager's fault. Parents try to make sure their kids don't deliberately put themselves in these situations. Rosalina was mad at me, and instead of fixing the thing that was driving her away, I just ignored it. This is my fault. Skirt. I'm the parent here. I'm sure she thinks I'm making things up about our house being haunted, but I've seen things I can't explain. It's only gotten worse over time. My offer still stands to check it out for you. Once you're back from the hospital, that is. Thanks, Stella. Means a lot. I've got to go. Mr. Gutierrez, is it okay if I come too? I want to be there for her. Of course, Alexis. It'll be good for her to see a friendly face. The two of them head over to Oscar's car and drive off. Entities in the mines. I'm pretty sure Tabitha and I saw some ghosts down there. Did you not see them? They were right behind you, right before you left, and they followed us when we went after Becca and Alexis. Did you not see them? Whoa. I didn't see anything other than the two of you in that carving. That's super weird. I don't want to doubt what you experienced, but you were deep in a dark abandoned coal mine. You might have just been primed to see things. You know, now that I think about it, that totally fits the profile for some of the Tommyknocker stories. What if they're actual bona fide ghosts? Oh, Stella. Everything that happened down there centered around that main chamber where I saw that carving. Stella showed me a photo. Weird stuff. Maybe you weren't entirely off base about the cult stuff you mentioned earlier today, but this thing felt old. Are you sure those were Tommyknockers? Depends on what you mean by sure. Is anyone really sure of anything? They fit the description pretty well. I don't know what else they'd be. I have no idea what happened in there. I need to do some reading on mind collapses, I guess. There was a stone carving on the wall of that pit. It gave me some sort of vision. I saw what happened to this place. Are you sure it wasn't just auto-suggestion? We talked about that mine a lot today. I don't know, Neeks. You weren't down there. Thyanel and Tabby had like simultaneous seizures next to a creepy stone carving. It was like something out of a movie. Just because they passed out or had seizures doesn't mean it wasn't autosuggestion. Do you think Rosalina's gonna be okay? Paramedics said she was stable. She's a tough kid. She'll be okay. You think it's over? Maybe the ditchlings were here for those kids, and we saved them. Gosh, I hope so. Maybe things will be normal from here on out, but I feel like everything that happened in the mine raised more questions than it answered. Yeah, we still don't know anything about Wayne, or about what you actually saw down there. It's true. As far as we know, Rosalina's leg was just injured, so hopefully she's okay. This is all still a little too magic for me. Just because two bad things have happened doesn't mean there's a pattern. Right? What happens now? What happens now? We go home. Hold up a minute, Miss Scarlet. Mind if we have a quick word with your cousin, Miss, in private? Okay, fine. Just make it quick. And don't you dare try to pull anything on them. They did nothing wrong here. Ladies, I'm afraid that means you too. Don't you need to talk to us? We witnessed this too. Oh, sure, that can wait. We know where to find y'all. What a coincidence, running into you 2 nights in a row. This is my colleague, Deputy Derrickson. Pleased to meet you, Thyanel. Apologies for my absence yesterday. It was my special bowling night, you see. Man has to have his me time. But I was briefed on the events last night, even though we're still not sure if what went on could be considered a crime. Duke has been missing since then, but we found neither hide nor hair of him. Could be he just had an extended hunting trip. Wouldn't be the first time he's done something like that. I was told the footage showed his supposed body, but we couldn't get that camera working, so no way to confirm until we track him down. Now, I understand both of these were terribly unfortunate accidents that had nothing to do with you being in the area, but as officers of the law, you have to understand that we get a little suspicious when we see the same face multiple times in a row. And, we have to ask, what exactly were these teenagers doing in a shuttered mine owned by your family? Why were you down there with them? We saw some teens sneak into abandoned mines, so we went after them. We were just trying to do the right thing. Of course, very noble of you. Pardon our questions, just trying to gather all the facts, you see. Just being thorough. Our duty as officers of the law. Well, nothing more you can tell us. Suppose we'll let you go about your evening, but you may be in touch. Have a good one. Deputy Derrickson tips his hat to you. The 2 officers wander back towards the mine, Derrickson taking notes as they examine the scene. You make your way towards Stella and Kanika. I just can't believe 2 nights in a row. Is it my fault, Neeks? Stella, no. This is just an awful coincidence. It is not your fault. Oh, hey. Guess the cops are done with you. What, are they going to take you in for being present at an accident? Sorry if they gave you a hard time. Small town cops, you know. Always blame everything on drifters, even acts of God, I guess. Excellent. You didn't get arrested. Now, come on, let's get back to the estate. I'd like to get some rest before I have to deal with the fallout of everything that happened tonight. I'll see you tomorrow, okay, Thyanel? Excuse me? Just stop trying to get my cousin killed, Stella. Come on, let's go. Tabitha starts walking to her car, pulling you by your arm. I'll text you when we're back. Tabitha doesn't say a word as the car cuts along the darkened road. Try to keep an eye on the surrounding wilderness as she drives, wary of what may lurk beyond the tree line. Sorry about today. Tabitha doesn't answer. Sorry for apologizing? Am I talking too much, or... At least you called. How are you holding up? early. I'd really rather we didn't get into it. Rosalina? Oscar. You should have kept tighter reins on that girl. I never got into any trouble like this when I was a teen. I have Pearl Ann to thank for it. Hated it at the time, but that strictness paid off. What am I telling you this for? You can tell me stuff. I'd like to know more about you. And about Pearl Ann, for that matter. And maybe later this week. I don't have the energy to get into it right now, but I think I'd like that. I'm just gonna keep quiet right now. He remains silent. Gotta focus on the road. Why do you treat Stella like that? Didn't you two used to be friends? It was a different time in my life. I just wish she'd get that we're not in high school anymore. I'm a different person than whoever she thinks she knows. You and Kanika really don't seem to get along. She pushes my buttons. There's some kind of history there? Or... No. Now quit talking. I need to focus on the road. Okay. Just gonna be quiet. Her eyes wander back to the tree line as you and Tabitha slink back into silence. You once again cross the threshold into the estate, the musty stench of the decaying mansion greeting you with its undertones of mildew and wood rot. Hell, this day was a lot more stressful than it needed to be, and I'm sure it's the precursor to a horrifically stressful week. I'm going to bed. Suggest you do the same. Thanks for calling me about those kids, by the way. It was unexpected. You could have... No, you should have waited for me. Too tired to argue. See you in the morning. Tabitha turns and makes her way up the stairs, her posture defeated. She did admit she wants to talk to you, though. Progress. It's true, Gailey. Turn in. You head up to your room to turn in. Collapse in Tabitha's dusty guest bed, your head empty of thoughts. After your time in the Shaw mine, you barely even notice the dust. Your phone buzzes on the table. Y'all, these are those things, right? Kanika sends a picture of a pair of ditchlings by the side of the road. I saw them again, too. Another picture. This time of them staring from a tree. What the fuck? These things are definitely not hairless monkeys or raccoons or whatever. I don't know what the hell they are. I guess there's more to them being here than the mine collapse. No way I'm sleeping tonight. Think about looking out the guest room window, but at this point, you're too exhausted to leave your bed. The adrenaline from this evening is finally wearing off, replaced by a creeping exhaustion that threatens to overwhelm you. Your limbs feel heavy, your eyelids slipping down over your eyes even as you stare down at the ominous pictures on your phone. If it weren't for the pit of dread balling in your stomach, you would almost feel comfortable as you settle in between the covers, your tired bones sinking into the decrepit mattress. When you close your eyes, you see Rosalina's face, twisted with pain, staring up at you with tear-streaked cheeks, trapped by powers beyond her control, terrified of what her now uncertain future would hold. Your eyes shoot back open, your heart pounding as the door to your room swings open. Just the cat. It's always just the cat. Don't read into this. The woman kicked me out. Just want a warm place to sleep. It's nice to see another living being, even one as unfriendly as Tabitha's cat. The comfort of her presence sets your mind at ease, and you finally slip into a deep sleep. And now we get another random illustrated bit? What is this? Is Tabitha even okay? Why? Where are we going? basement? Well, that's concerning. Okay. Okay. That is the end of episode 2, y'all.